Welcome to our podcast.
Today we're talking about a question that affects us all. Why is the European Union so important to us? We look at the many benefits of the EU, from the freedom of travel in Europe to common market to euro currency, climate protection and consumer protection, very important topics, and also about the future of the EU. This plays a major role: digitalization, innovation, and social justice. And what does it mean to be European for us? What rights and opportunities do we have as part of this strong community? So stay tuned and find out more about the EU and what it means to be part of it.
It's enabling a more integrated and accessible experience across different countries. And this principle is a fundamental aspect of the European Union, promoting mobility and fostering cultural exchange. It facilitates not only tourism, but also the pursuit of education and employment opportunities in various member states, enriching personal and professional lives. You also have the right to public healthcare in the event of an accident, which is pretty cool.
I've been contemplating about what it really means to be European in this day and age. Because even though earlier in history we were one of the most war friendly people, we now have become such a peaceful unity of countries in comparison to other countries that are right now, such as America, North America, making a lot of headlines for being very much not democratic anymore. So you had the chance to take part in a great program named Erasmus, right?
Yes, it was really a great opportunity to gain more experience. I've met quite a lot of people abroad who I could communicate with, even though there was kind of a language barrier. But still, there were so many people who were able to talk in English. There were also a handful of people who were able to speak German, which was quite surprising. And they told me so many things they were able to do. Like they're so much advanced what in sort of digitalization, their voting systems is all online. They don't have to go anywhere. And school systems are so much better than, for example, here in Germany.
In what country were you?
Estonia.
Cool country, okay.
Yes, it was really also, you were also able to learn so much about culture. I was there during midsummer, and me and my friends went to the open air museum, and they there were having a show on how they would celebrate it years ago, hundreds of years ago, with traditional dances, a fire they were dancing around, and just in general the way they were living.
Like a festival?
Yes, it was really fascinating.
Cool. You know that I had tried to be in Erasmus too, but I thought it was very exclusive. I thought it was hard to get in. But I think it's interesting for the people in the school to know that it's actually a great opportunity because a lot of people can actually get in because we are not many people in the school. And I was trying to apply, and then they said that you need good grades. And then I stopped the application process, which now I regret so much because I found that a lot of people were accepted even though they didn't have the greatest grades. But I'm so happy for the experience that you made.
It's also quite upsetting. I've noticed that in the next years, like this year, there were less applications than the year before.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that people don't even try to learn more about other countries, other cultures, which is really upsetting because it's so interesting. You learn so much. Also, I was in Estonia, I was in a apartment system where not only Estonians and Germans were living, but people all around the world.
Oh, so cool. But I think this also has to do with, they want to make the application process also a bit more complicated by obviously stating that you have to have good grades, that you have to be secure in the language that they speak. They all told me this, so, you know.
That's quite confusing because what I was told is that you have to be quite reliable and you need to be open for new things. Your marks and your language knowledge were not as important because that was what is for you're supposed to learn.
Okay, but I was applying for Spain, and so I think they were obviously trying to get students that also took Spanish here.
Not only. I knew a few who did not learn Spanish beforehand.
And I think you also had like language courses when you were there.
So we really try to convince all of you to just go for it, to just try it, because obviously there's not many things in your way. Okay, so what are you guys' future plans after? Because we're in our last school year, and so after that, no more school, just freedom and future. And so, yeah, what are you guys' future plans?
I think I want to travel. I'm not quite sure yet because of other future plans.
Like a travel year?
Not exactly, just a few months, not a whole year, but just seeing so many different countries while you can do it. I mean, you never know when actually ever change.
To not try to get in the hamster wheel too
Yes.
early and you can never go back to just being free, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, I understand. Yeah. You know that I found every time I say that I want to study abroad, people say, "Oh, that sounds really complicated. Maybe you should think about other options here in Germany." And I think that a lot of people, they don't have the courage to make mistakes also. Because in my mind, I will just go somewhere and then I will figure it out there. Like, I can be here and I can make mistakes and figure them out here, or I'm already there. And, you know, I have no choice but to make mistakes there. And if you don't want to stay in a country, and we have this great opportunity as Europeans, because all the diplomas, all the things are also accepted in the other countries. So we don't even need to be focusing on our country. So
I mean, you also face the exact same problems abroad as you would face in Germany. If you wanted to like study in Berlin, you also had to move there. You had to apply. You would need to hope that you would get applied, and you also have the same issues if you want to do it abroad. You also have to move there. You have to apply. You need to hope that you got accepted, and I mean, you don't have to go to a country where you don't speak the language, but
I mean, English is all around, and also the bureaucracy in other countries is much less, I think, and so a lot of things might even be easier. I feel like, because in Germany everything's so complicated.
Yeah, and in other countries it's also quite progressive, like with online applications and stuff.
I found that too. Yes. And I think the BAföG in outside of Europe, I mean, it's really hard to get in. But inside of Europe, BAföG, you can get it for every country. You can even, you even have financial support. And right now with this legislation, they even made it go up. Like right now, we even receive more than we used to. So yeah, I think people just have to get more courage to apply for other countries, to study in other countries, to make mistakes.
For example, myself, I looked abroad, like for the subject I was interested in, but there wasn't really any opportunity to study it, like.
Oh, really?
Like in Germany, yeah. So that's like the main.
Oh, okay.
issue that.
You didn't want to study in English?
I searched for it in English, but I didn't really find anything to do with the subject. Like, I want to study meteorology, and
okay, that's very
I searched.
specific.
I searched in England, I searched in Ireland and the Netherlands and stuff, and I didn't find anything. where I could study that. So
Well, it's good to have different plans also, like plan A, plan B, plan C. So you can always first study in another country something similar, and then maybe for your master's focus on whatever, you know.
Yes, that's what I saw. I saw like a lot of masters that you can take in meteorology, but no bachelors. So I'd have to get my bachelor's like in Germany, for example, and then I could move abroad and study there.
Yes, I've seen that too. And even sometimes, for example, Belgium, they only accept you if you're able to speak French, Dutch, a lot of things. But I saw that when you have your bachelor's, you can then make your master's in English practically everywhere. So that's great. You just have to know your options and don't confine yourself with what you have.
And yeah, that's already it. We don't have much time anymore. Thank you for listening. And as we all know, there is much more to talk about, but that's for another day.